you had a good Thanksgiving, good weekend. I sure did. Good Thanksgiving with the family. Had a great weekend watching football too with the fam. A lot of good games on Saturday. There was. Um, I ended up going 8-4 this weekend with my picks. Not bad. Uh, so that brings my record up to 21-15. Not bad. Uh, so yeah. Uh, all right, we're gonna jump right into college football. Okay, so I personally think what's gonna happen, you know, Oklahoma, they're a lock. They're not gonna fall out. Whoever wins the Big Ten championship, Michigan State, Iowa, whoever wins that game, they're in. So Big Ten champ is a lock. And then you got Clemson, you got Bama. Alright? If one of those teams lose, then you got Ohio State and you got North Carolina. If Alabama loses, North Carolina should jump. Or I mean not North Carolina. Ohio State should jump in there. Okay? Now, if Clemson loses to North Carolina should jump in there. I would like Ohio State to jump in there if Clemson lost, but I can already tell you most likely the committee would put North Carolina in there because they like conference champs in the playoff. So, if North Carolina beats Clemson, which I think they could, then you're probably going to have North Carolina in there over Ohio State because they won the conference championship. But I personally think, if Alabama loses, Ohio State should be in there. But I don't think Alabama's going to lose. But I think that's the only way you'll see the Buckeyes in there. For Florida to beat Alabama, they're going to have to completely shut down Derrick Henry. Because like a lot of the other SEC teams, like LSU, alright, Alabama's one-dimensional too. They do have some good wide receivers. Don't get me wrong, but Coker's not a great quarterback. And neither is Trayon Harris. So, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to shut down Henry, take him out of the running game, and make him beat you with his arm. Coker beat you with his arm. Because they completely took Fournette out of the game, and you saw what happened in that one. So, so we'll see. But they ended up losing to LSU actually. So, but you can shut down Fournette. Florida ended up losing to LSU, but Alabama took Fournette out of the game completely. So if Florida's got a good defense, and you better believe they're gonna hit Derrick Henry hard. He's gonna take some tough hits in that game. So Alabama's gonna have to find out some way to get their passing game working. And I've seen it work at times. But Florida, to win that game, they're their defense is going to have to continue to play lights out. And they're going to have to work on something with offense. The offensive line is going to have to play its best game of the year. And Trayon is going to have a good week of practice and work with the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator. Because there is no way they're going to beat Alabama if he continues to play the way he has been. The only way Florida wins that football game is if they stop Derrick Henry and force Alabama to throw a football. So, we'll see what happens. And if that happens, Alabama's going to have to figure out some way to throw the football, working on their passing game. And they can. I've seen it happen. But I think Alabama wins by at least 10 points, 2 touchdowns, that range. But stranger things have happened. I think you're going to see something happen this weekend where somebody goes down. And it's either going to be Alabama or it's going to be Clemson. And I think it's going to be Clemson. I think North Carolina beats Clemson this weekend. Yes, you heard it here first. North Carolina beats Clemson in the ACC title. So, we'll see what happens. I'll make some other picks later in the week, of course. And so I'll make some picks later on in the weekend. We'll see what happens. But right now, like I did last week when I said Stanford was going to beat Notre Dame, and man, was I sweating in that game. But your boy, JP, he was right. Stanford beat them. And I'm saying North Carolina beats Clemson, okay? So, if that happens, then that will shake up the BCS a little bit. But I only can see 2 teams hopping in there if North Carolina wins. North Carolina or Ohio State. More than likely will be North Carolina because the committee likes conference champions. So, hopefully we got some good games this weekend for Championship Saturday, and we'll see what happens. But I want to talk about pro now, okay? How about that game last night with the Patriots and Broncos? Patriots fans are going to say, oh, we got screwed by the refs, blah, 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 blah. You know what? A lot of teams have. This year's officiating has probably been the worst I've seen in years. There's been a lot of bad calls. But that Brock Osweiler came in there and he played a good defense and he got the job done. He got it done. So, I don't want to hear any excuses from Patriots fans. You guys lost. Still going to make the playoffs and probably the AFC Championship and maybe the Super Bowl. So it's one loss. Don't go make any excuses. Oh, we lost because Gronk got out. You got beat. Okay? So, but I give hats off to Brock Osweiler. Played a good game. And C.J. Anderson had a huge run to win it. So, hats off to the Broncos for beating the Patriots. Hell of a game. So, we'll see what happens with the other games this weekend for the NFL. Seattle, Pittsburgh, that was a good one too. So, um, I'll probably make my picks on Thursday, by Friday at the latest. Alright? You guys have a good night. I'm going to be talking more about college basketball. Syracuse hops in the top 25 to 14th. Playing good. I really like Syracuse's team. Tyler Lydon, he's good. Malachi Richardson's good, but that Tyler Lydon, he's going to be special. Special kid, that guy. Maryland, North Carolina, tomorrow. That's going to be a good game. Very good game. Marcus Page making his debut. 9:30 ball game, folks. So make sure you watch it. It's going to be a good one. Alright, guys, have a good night. Bye-bye.